Okay, this will be a multi-part series because there's just too much to fit into one video. This is a Maritac, the new large tactical bag. I got mine Coyote Brown. Like I say, there's a lot of stuff in this. This is, some people would call it a bug out bag. However, I would call it more of an EDC secondary bag, or EDC Part 2, however you want to call it. But this is not what I carry on me. If I'm going into a friend's house and I'm going to be spending the night, yes, it would come in with me, but most of the time it'll stay in the car, or if I'm taking a trip with somebody else, it'll come with me that way. But this is what you'd call maybe a fallback bag. You fall back when your stuff you're carrying in your pocket will not suffice. So let's get started with this. I'm going to go ahead and turn it around here so you can see the canteen, United States Army canteen. Inside here there is a stainless steel cup that the canteen slides into, and a aluminum heater that the cup goes into. You burn trioxane or Isbit tabs in this little stove in here, and it will heat up the water. I'll go into that later. It's kind of hard to get out, so I'll take it out and take it apart on part 2, but we'll go through these other pockets first. We can see on the back here, I'm just going to swing it around, get a good view of it. Up sideways there. If I can get it in the video there. It's kind of heavy. Got all the stuff in it. And the front pockets. Well, let's start off with this front pocket here. Okay? Velcro and close. Inside of these, you get these at Walmart in the fishing department. They're little organizers. This is why I call this a, how would you say, urban survival kit. It has things in there like if you're going over to a friend's house and they say, hey, why don't you spend the night? Well, you know, you didn't really plan on it, but there's some stuff in here. For instance, maybe your friend has a good-looking sister. You may not want to smell too bad, so this here is a little thing you fill with cologne. Little spray there. Feel a little smelly good there. A miniature, you know, I have a lot of back pain, so I put neoproxen sodium. Always make sure I carry extra neoprox. A couple of little band-aids and some neosporin in the front. This is not my first aid kit. This is just the stuff you use most often. This is what I normally wind up using most often. It's the stuff I keep in the front pockets, easily accessible. Of course, then going with that philosophy on, there's the Carmex, you know, lip balm. You don't want to have stinky breath, so you'd have to have Listerine. And here's some toothpicks, dental floss, all in one, mint flavored. A bunch of those, you know, always looking for toothpicks. You know, everybody hates dirty ears, and Q-tips are good for many things, so a little bundle of Q-tips, all nicely in this little thing that fits right back down in these pockets. Going on to the next pocket. Okay, I decided this was the perfect size for a 5-hour energy. Those little energy shot things. Never can tell when you might need one of those. Right now I just put in some 550 paracord, a little 12-foot section of paracord. I measured it exactly 12 foot so I could actually use it as a measuring device, you know, fold it over and you got 3 foot, fold it over again, 1.5 foot. But, you know, it's a measured piece of paracord. It'll probably change. Here's another little pill bottle which has a little bit more, has some of my prescription back medication in there for my back and knees and all like that. Okay, let me push this over to the side. And here, this bottom pocket is not quite completed. This is a smaller little thing. Got some Ranger bands, a couple of fish hooks and weights in there. I live in Tennessee. There's lakes and streams everywhere. They're small fish hooks because there's a lot more chance of catching a small fish than going after that lunker bass. But if you're in a hungry situation, that's a good thing to have. Now, this last pocket right here, going still with the urban survival type stuff. There's a sewing kit, 2 lighters. Go ahead and open it up so you can get a little bit better look at it. Sewing kit, 2 lighters. Each of those lighters just has duct tape wrapped around it. This one has electrical tape. Over here we have the, no, that's not what you think it is. That goes on the Phoenix flashlight. So as you can have a light. Alright, so there's the wand that goes on the Phoenix light. And there's a couple of candles in there. In this pocket over here, I carry super glue, 2 tubes of super glue, a couple of 16-penny nails, some smaller nails, horseshoe nails, regular rubber bands of different sizes. In this pocket over here, there's some automotive fuses, the new kind and the old kind, a standard taillight bulb, some screws, some like CB fuses, some wire connectors, and all like that. Well, that's, basically, the 2 big pockets, and everything is kept organized in these little fishing trays that fit perfectly, and it's like this was made for it. Another thing that's on the front of the bag, before I have to change videos into part 2, always wind up needing to measure something. How big is this? How big is that? How big was my fish? Well, fish was that big. Well, this keeps you from lying. Okay. Also, I carry on the front of the bag the Leatherman case that my Leatherman goes in for when I don't want to, if I'm traveling ultralight, tennis shoes, pair of shorts, something like that, and I don't want to carry the Leatherman, I keep that on the bag. So it is within walking distance. It's in the car, not very far away. Okay, I'm going to stop this at this point. Well, let me finish this front part of the bag. I got enough time. I can do the front part. Here, is where you normally put your pistol, when you're not carrying it with you on your person. I got a plastic bag and some extra ammo for the Kel-Tec. Okay, that's that for the front. We'll continue with the outside of the bag here in part 2.